Good morning. As we continue the story of Joe and Favor on the family farm. Later in the morning, Farmer Brown came back into the barn with an older gentleman carrying a black bag. They went over to Fruitful's stall and immediately went to work examining her. "It's going to be all right, girl," they both stated, trying to reassure her. "The calf is turned, but I believe it will come out if we get the hoofs out." Whew, there we go. There we go. Easy, easy, girl. "It's coming. Pull, Sam," shouted the older man. Joe and I watched in amazement as the new little light came out into the world. We all had many questions. What had just happened before our eyes? But we didn't say a thing, as we just enjoyed the moment. "Doc, this is a great day," Farmer Brown said, as Doc responded, "Yes, it is, Sam." Farmer Brown and the doctor cleaned up the calf and themselves and walked outside and left Fruitful to love on her new baby. "New life is amazing," I muttered to Joe as we continued to marvel at this new birth. "Yep," Joe responded, a bit choked up, explaining that he had seen the birthing process before, but didn't quite know how to describe the events of this morning. Gracie bellowed out for the first time that "you guys don't even have a clue about the birthing process." "Wow, I didn't know you could talk." I bellied out in amazement. "You guys and Farmer Brown talk so different," spouted Gracie. "What is it with this name change stuff and all this nice talk? I wasn't even sure you were talking the same language that I spoke." "Wow, before I came here, all I ever heard was swear words, and stop calling me Gracie. It's bossy to you. Do you understand?" "Yes, Miss Gracie," replied Joe as he winked at me and turned away from the conversation. "Yes, indeed, this is going to be another interesting day," he said to himself while getting some water. Jimmy and Farmer Brown came into the barn next and opened Joe's stall, and Farmer Brown said, "I appreciate your help this afternoon, Jimmy. Take a look at the new calf. Isn't she cute?" "Yes, sir. What are we going to name her?" "Have you got a good name, Jimmy?" "How about using the name Jezebel?" Jimmy responded. "I don't think so, Jimmy. Do you know what that name means?" "No." "It means manipulation, controlling, using others to hide behind while appearing to be spiritual." "Those are just a few of the descriptions that pertain to that name," Farmer Brown explained. How about Naomi?" he said to Jimmy as he went out about hitching up Favor to old Joe. "How do you know so much about names?" Jimmy asked. "God calls things into action or existence for his purpose to bring forth the attributes that he desires." Sort of like speaking of things that are not as though they were. That's sort of like faith. "Oh, okay. I guess I understand," said Jimmy. With the team harnessed, he went to the equipment shed and picked up some hay rake. "Jimmy, do you want to ride old Joe to the field? There's only one seat on this rake, and I don't think you want to walk, do you?" I was hoping that I would have this rake by now, but Naomi just could not wait. "We got a lot of work to get done to the barn today." "How about tomorrow?" questioned Jimmy. "Tomorrow is Sunday, and that's a day of rest," Farmer Brown responded. "Do you sleep all day?" "Not exactly, Jimmy." As he laughed, "We go to church to worship. Would you like to join us tomorrow?" I have to ask Mom if she's home when I get through today." "Okay, Jimmy. Are you ready to get on, Joe? Yep. I mean, yes, sir. Okay, here we go. On the way, I asked Joe, how does it feel with the boy on the back? And Joe merely replied, better than the flies buzzing you? Yeah. What is this job like? I'm going to get, I'm still tired from yesterday, I bellyache. Farmer Brown knows what you need. Oh, Jimmy, Farmer Brown said, the idea is to gather the hay in bunches and we will come back and load it on the wagon with the pitchforks. This is going to be a lot of work, Jimmy expressed, and I wonder what he's in for. Is it a lot of work? But I will have a tractor soon and some equipment to help us in a few months. What's a tractor? I asked Joe. I don't know, Joe, with a confused look upon his brow. I mumbled, I guess we'll find out. I said, that's what you always say. Hope so, Joe fired back. We headed back to the equipment shed and hooked up the wagon and returned to the field with Jimmy, Farmer Brown, and 2 pitchforks. When I saw that forks, oh, I was unnerved with flashbacks, and Farmer Brown said, easy boy, what's wrong with you? I didn't do anything wrong, Favors whimpered, mumbling in time that he got abused with a fork stuck him in the back. I didn't do anything wrong, Favors whimpered. It's not what you think, Joe whispered gently. Just settle down as we moved towards the field, and old Joe had a song coming on. I'm sort of getting this thing of singing. In times that are forgoing instead of knowing. Ha! I'm a poet, didn't even know it. Ha ha ha! Woo! Kind of poetic, isn't it? Isn't it? Joe spat it off. He shook his head. I didn't know you were such a educated mule. We got back to the field and gathered hay. Farmer Brown and Jimmy took the pitchforks and began the process of loading the hay. 1 pile down and 30 more to go. As Farmer Brown and 1 fork full after another and to get the job done, chimed in Jimmy. That's right. We just keep going the same direction with the same vision and a single purpose. Jimmy, we can't get all this hay on this load, so we'll gather it in the field in what we call a haystack. How does that work, Jimmy? They asked. Next page. Let's stick together. Farmer Brown told him that what they used to do is pack it in the field before they had a hayloft in the barn. And that outer layer of the hay kept the inside of the stack in good shape. And by the way, some parts of the world, people still use straw for thatched roofs to keep their houses dry. Wow, I guess I can learn something every day, Jimmy said, as they headed for the barn. I packed the wagon in the barn with a lot of difficulty because I'd never done this before, but Joe was still yoked to me forward and backward, teaching me every step of the way. Hooked up with that yoke. Good job, boys, and you too, Jimmy, Farmer Brown exclaimed. Be sure to give Miss Brown your time and ask your mom about church in the morning. We will stop by the house on the way in the morning, okay? Good night, Mr. Brown. Night. Let me see, food for all my precious children, and fruitful. I see that Naomi knows exactly where to get her meal. Gracie, are you ready to contribute? Yes, I see you are, and the kittens are ready for some of their offerings too. Gracie, you're doing so well. You produced about 6 to 7 quarts this time, and it won't be long before that peck bucket will be full. Thank you for all your contributions today. Even you cats are keeping the mice away. Good night. That ends our story time for today.
Day in, day out, it's the same road we're walking down. Same job, same town, 'cause we've been told that's the way our world goes round. Walking on the grounds we've always known, stepping on the footprints in the snow. But when it melts, the other ways will show.